Bridget Bartlett here. Today, I am going to explain to you the high level plans, the differences, and also the rebilling. So, what's the different rebilling process for each of the plans? I'm going to walk you through that today. And I'm also going to give you some ideas of hopefully which plan would work best for you, but show you how you can create your plans regardless of whether you're on the 97, 297, or 497 plan. Okay. Now let me turn my little highlighter here for my mouse on so that you guys can see where my mouse is. I like to use that. It's just a, if you guys are curious, it's just an app on your on Windows. It's called catnip5.com. Okay, so anyway, these are the three main plans of high level. Now, the biggest difference is the number of sub accounts that you can create within each plan. Okay. And when I say sub accounts, what I mean is these accounts here. Okay. So you have like your main admin account, and that's just basically the house that all of your sub accounts sit in. And each sub account is actually what the tools are. Right. So if I go into this sub account here, this is where you're going to see like this is basically what you're going to manage your business from. This is also what your clients are going to be using when they log in. They'll see this. This is what a sub account is. And you can see inside of the sub account, this is where the tools are. So we have like the conversations and calendars and sites and memberships and all the tools, right? None of those tools are located inside the actual agency account. So let me go back here. Let me go to my sub accounts and let's search for uh, my vision, or let's search for MBA demo. All right. So I have this demo account here. So you can see this is what sub accounts look like. Okay, so let's go back here now that you understand that. Now, with the $97 plan, you don't have the ability to white label, which means that your dashboard is going to say high level up here, and it's going to be the high level colors and all of that. Okay, so you can't white label anything at the $97 level. And your sub accounts, you actually have three sub accounts. Okay, so you have your admin account, and then you have three of these sub accounts. So one will be used by you, and then you have two additional ones that you can use. Okay. Now, with the 297 plan, you have all of the same options here, but you can white label the dashboard and you can create unlimited sub accounts. So you're limited to three here with no white label, but you can white label the 297 plan and you can also have unlimited sub accounts. Okay. Now, the difference with the 497 plan is that you have all of the unlimited sub accounts just like this. You can white label, but you also get all of the automated rebilling. So here, and I'm going to walk you through this process. Here, you have to create the location, you have to create the user, you have to create the user permissions, and then you need to turn on the rebilling for phone and email only. That's the only thing that you can rebill, and you can't mark up the charges, right? They're just going to get charged the base price. All right. So let's say that when you create an account inside of your agency and you want them to be able to use the tools, for example, you're going to have one base price, but then you're going to want to either charge per use for the phone and email at the actual base price that high level is charging you, or you want to not turn those on so that they can't use those. Okay. With the SaaS plan, what you're able to do is automatically create their location or sub account, automatically create the user with all of the appropriate permissions that you have set ahead of time. You also can rebill for not just phone and email credits, but also AI. And you'll see here on the 497 plan, you can also rebill for the conversation AI, which is basically the AI bot that you have inside of your account that you can create and train with a link and all of those cool things. Okay. You also have some advanced API functionality at the 497 plan. So if you're going for the full boat of, everything that high level has to offer automated, you want to do the 497 plan. Okay. Now let's go into the actual account and let me show you what it takes to actually create a sub account. Okay. So you have a website, You have a product that you've created. Okay. You can create the products, of course, in your tools account. Um, and then you are going to determine all of that by the price, right? So at the 297 or the 97 level, you're doing this manually. Okay. So you have a website, you have a checkout form, they check out at the price that you want, and then you're going to somehow get notified. And then you need to come in here and manually do what I'm getting ready to show you. Okay. So the very first step would be to create a sub account. And of course, you're not going to be on SaaS, you're going to be on the regular account. You can choose one of these snapshots here if you want to, or you can load a blank one, or you can even choose one of the snapshots that you have available. If you missed the training yesterday on snapshots, you can go back and watch that, but it's basically like a pre-built account. So let's just say we'll select this one here. And then we can search for the business, of course, or we can add it manually. Just to save time, I'm going to search for my business. And then that way it will pull in all of the information. Vision agency. There we go. So it's going to pull all this in, so I don't need to take the time to enter in the address and all of those things. Okay. So let's go ahead, and as soon as this loads, we'll create our account. So I'm just going to say Jane Doe. Okay. Jane Doe is my client. We're going to do info at Jane Doe 123.com, just in case somebody has that email address. I'm going to give this just a name because it's going to be called Jane Doe's Business, I guess. Oh, my computer's running slow. Jane Doe Biz. Come on, any day. Jane Doe Biz. All right. I don't know why everything's moving so slow. All right. So now we are just going to go ahead and save. Okay. So we have actually technically created, let's put in a phone number here. So this creates the actual account, the sub account, okay? But the user still at this point has not received any login credentials. They've not received, access to anything, right? They actually can't access anything because we need to create the user now. Okay. So once we've created the sub account, we're going to go ahead and get into the sub account. We've manually loaded that snapshot that we wanted to load in there. So that definitely saves us some time. And the best way to create the user, there's a bunch of ways of doing it, but I recommend going into the actual account and going into settings and going to my staff. And now you're going to create the user. Okay. So this is going to be like the first user of this account. So it would be like Jane Doe. We're going to put Jane Doe's email, and this is going to be the email that Jane Doe is going to log into. So log into the dashboard. We can put Jane Doe's phone number, but you just need to make sure to always have whatever's got an asterisk by it. So it's not required. We don't need to have the password, but it will prompt them to create one. Of course, you could create one if you want to and send that to them. But we're just going to leave that blank. And let's go ahead and once we have this, let's save. Okay. Now, once that user has been created, we want to adjust the roles here. All right. So in this plan that Jane Doe signed up for, and Jane Doe is going to be the admin of her account. Okay. Because she's the customer that signed up. So what permissions do we want Jane Doe to have? So in this plan that she has, we're just going to say that she has access to all the tools. Okay. So we could just scroll through here and say all the tools. Now, if Jane Doe wants to come back in, or maybe if we're setting this up for Jane Doe and she wants to add an employee, you're just going to go here to add employee. And then you would enter in that data. And then when you come to the user roles and permissions, this team member would be actually a user. So you want to have one admin, that's the one who can manage the billing and all of that, and then sign other people up. And then you have users. Okay. So that second person would then be a user if you are setting all that up. And of course, if you wanted to toggle some of these things off, you could. Okay. So that's how you want to set the user permissions. All right. So you would need to do this every time you have a new customer. Okay. So if we go into if we go into back to where the agency is, and I'm looking for Jane Doe, her account. I'm going to go ahead and search Jane Doe's account. And then what we want to do, if we wanted to turn on the rebilling, if we're on the 297 plan, okay, now the 97 plan, you can't do this. But at the 297 plan, if we wanted to turn on the rebilling just for the phone number or the phone system and the emails, we could just come here and toggle this on. But since I'm on the SaaS plan, I can mark this up 3x. But if you're on the 297 plan, you're only going to be able to charge the actual base cost, which is 1.05 times, right? So like in my SaaS account, I have everything 3x, but you won't be able to adjust this on the 297 plan, okay? You can only turn it on and off for the phone system and the emails. Now, if you do turn it on, it will prompt you to choose. It will prompt you to like put a payment method in Stripe. So you need to make sure that you have your agency Stripe account connected. And then it's going to have you choose the customer in your Stripe account that we are going to be rebilling these charges to. Okay. Now, to understand rebilling, there is, I put in the chat some help articles for you because, you know, there's lots of um, different things to rebill for. But I just wanted to explain to you kind of how this works. Okay. So you have the rebilling without agency markup. And this is basically at the 297 level. And you can see in this article that it shows you, where does it say it? Rebilling. I think it doesn't say it here. But this is would be at the without the markup would be for the 297 level. So what happens is HighLevel has basically a wallet system in your agency. Okay. And I actually am showing that here. So this is what your wallet system looks like. Every account has a wallet system. Now, if you are here, if you are the 297 level, your wallet system, every sub account that you have, every time they use anything from the credits, it's going to be taken from your wallet. Okay. So in this case, you see there's $162 in this wallet here. All right. Now, if a sub account inside of my agency decides to use credits, it's going to be deducted from my wallet. Okay. So if I have everything marked up 3x, or if you're on the 297 plan and it's, 1.0, the base cost, right? Whatever that charge is, it's going to be deducted from your wallet. So if you're on the 497 plan, you can see why that would be beneficial to mark it up, because if they're refilling their wallet for $10 in credits and I have everything marked up 3x, it's only going to cost me $3.33 inside my wallet. Now, the full $10 would be deducted, but it's only costing, like I have a profit there, right? So hopefully I didn't just confuse you, but just understand that all the charges, regardless of whether they're marked up or not, are going to be taken from the sub account wallet. And then the sub account wallet is taken from the agency wallet. And then the agency wallet is replenished and charged by HighLevel. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You can definitely read more in the article that I shared with you. But you can also see here, like this is for the $97 plan. So there is no rebilling, right? It's the agency has the wallet. And when it uses all of the credits, it gets charged based on whatever you have it set here, auto charge at whatever number here. And then when the balance is lower than this number. So you can set what that recharge level will be at. Okay. Now, when you're on the 297 plan or the 497 plan, you do have this ability to rebuild without markup. Okay. If you're on the SaaS plan, you would just turn it down to 1.05. And then if you're not on the SaaS plan, you would have no choice anyway. But same thing, when the wallet gets replenished, it is charged to your agency wallet. And then when your agency wallet needs replenished, it's charged to HighLevel. Okay. Then when you have, and you can also see how to add that stuff here. This article is really good. Okay. And then you can see here though, that rebilling with agency markup, meaning you're on the 497 plan and you have marked it up. We have the same process here, but you can see, for example, when the agency or the sub account marks it up here, it's like high levels charging 0.0079 cents. The agency marked it at 3x, and that means that the agency is profiting 0.0158 cents. Okay. So that's how all of that works. You're literally making money on every single email or phone call or AI credit that's used or premium workflows, things like that. You at the SaaS level, you're making money on all of that every time your leads use that. Okay. Now, I showed you how you can, create the account manually and all of that, and how you can rebill for that manually. But I wanted to show you how you can actually, on the 497 plan, you have what's called the SaaS Configurator. Okay. Now, the SaaS Configurator is what we're looking at here, and this allows you to create your agency plan and automate the entire process. So let's create one together. So we're going to call this just a test plan, and we can put whatever we want the description here. So next, and then now we're going to choose a category. When you're choosing your categories, and you'll see here if I wanted to go add a new category, what the category basically means is if you're going to have 3 different plans and you wanted to create a category here, you can actually choose what they would be able to upgrade or downgrade from, right? So if I had a category that's just my SaaS plans, or maybe I had a category that was like health and wellness, and then I had 3 different plans in that category. When I put them in the category and I create those 3 plans, that's what people will see when they're upgrading or downgrading, things like that, right? They're not going to see all the other plans that you have available in your SaaS. So it's important to know what those categories are. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip that. Okay, it won't let me. So I'm just going to put, we'll add a new category here, and I'll just say test. All right, and save. All right, so we created the category. I'm going to go ahead and choose it. And then now you'll see that this plan that we're creating is now in the category. So if I had other plans in this category, they would show up here, and I would be able to, toggle or move them around, basically to reorder them. So which one's first, second, and third. All right. So now I'm going to go next. And here's where you want to choose the prices for your plans. Okay. Now you can choose the prices for your plans on any other plan as well. The only difference is you're just going to go inside of your HighLevel account. You're going to create a product. You're going to call it, SaaS Plan 1, and you're going to give it a price. And then you're going to add it to your funnel. And then when they check out, you're going to get notified, and you're going to manually create it just like I just showed you. But here, what's going to happen is all of those things I just showed you is going to be done for you. Okay. So let's say that our monthly price is going to be $197. Our annual price is going to be $1970. And then here again, where you would need to manually choose what their user limit and contact limit is, you can actually choose that here. And immediately when they purchase this plan that we're creating, these limits are automatically built into their plan. Okay. So we could say 50 users. Let's say we want only 5,000 contacts on this plan. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. And then now you're going to choose all the tools available inside of HighLevel, which tools are going to be on this plan. Okay. And again, you would have to set this at the user level on the other plans. But here we're telling the system, we're basically tying all this up into the plan. Okay. So we can say, all right, I want the 2-way texting and GMB messaging and all that. And let's say I want invoices and the social planner and the CRM. And let's say I want email marketing. Okay. And then I'm going to create maybe 2 other plans where I will include these other tools. Okay. Now, on this plan too, where I showed you about snapshots, let's say that here we actually want to use one of the snapshots that we already have. So let's say this one here, I'm going to attach it to this plan. Now, when the plan is purchased, they're going to get the location will be created. The user will be created based on whatever they signed up with. They're going to automatically load this snapshot into their account. They're going to automatically be limited to these specific tools that we have available in this plan. Now I'm going to go ahead and click next. Now I can choose, do I want to activate a trial? If I do, I can just toggle this over. Let's say a 14-day trial. Not a huge fan of trials, but sometimes they're necessary, especially if you're a new agency. So just be mindful of the trial and make absolutely sure that you're putting in multiple reminders that the trial will be over and they will be charged. Okay. Just make sure that you are being very mindful of that process. Here, you can choose if you want to give them credits when signing up. So we talked about the wallet and rebilling and all of that. And what's cool is you can give them credits. Now, if you are on the 297 plan and you don't want to charge them pay per use, because honestly, some clients they don't really like that because they're signing up and then they're kind of they feel like they're getting nickeled and dimed all the time. What a lot of agencies will do is build in to their plan like $50 in credits. Okay. Now they are seeing on their end, like you can see in the account, how many each sub account of credits is using. And typically $50 is about average. So the likelihood of them going over is slim, but sometimes they're doing reactivation campaigns and they may use a lot of credits that month. So you definitely want to put something in your terms that say, here's how much the credits are. Okay. And you can learn about the rebilling and credits and pricing and all of that. There's even a pricing guide here inside of the high level help articles. Go to help.gohighlevel.com. You can find out all of this information there. Okay. Now, let me get back to where I was, wherever I was. Here we go. So you can determine, when you're building your plan, for example, this plan is 197 a month. If I wanted to build in like $50 in credits into the plan, maybe I want to keep it 197, but maybe I want to just account for that and then say 247 is the cost of the plan. And then I'm not going to worry about this. Now, here on the SaaS plan, makes it really easy to do that and really incentivizing, because if you're creating your plans and you say it's 197 a month, but I'm actually going to add $50 in credits here, that's a huge selling point. It's all monitored automatically for you. And you can even choose to roll over that amount next month if you want to. Be careful with this though, because if they're not using it, they may get to month 6 and then have $300 in credits that they use all at one time. And so just know, that's how all of that works. Okay. Now, if they don't use that $50 in credits, that's fine. If this isn't turned on, because it'll just renew the next month. Okay. And then you want to definitely, if you're on the 297 plan, you definitely want to tell them this is what the cost of the credits are. You have $50 free each month that you can use. If you go over that, this is what we're going to charge you. Okay. Just make sure and be very mindful of that. And if you're worried about maybe them spending too much, you can also always go to your agency plan and kind of keep this at a conservative level. Obviously, if you move it up to $1,000, they could actually use, with no limitations, they could actually use $1,000 in credits in 1 month. And it's just coming out of your agency wallet. Okay. So those are all the pros and cons and things. I always tell you, I just want to tell you how it is so that you have all of the information and you can make the best choices with your business. Okay. So I'm going to say, with this plan, let's just say, reoccurring every month, we're going to give them $50 in credits, but we're not going to have it roll over. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and choose next. And then here is where all the automation in the SaaS plan comes into play, right? We are actually going to charge the phone system. Let's go ahead and mark that up 3x, like we talked about. I always say at least 3x because you do have taxes and processing fees and different things like that. So 3x is really the bare bones that you want to mark it up. Of course, you could always do higher and be strategic with your, pricing for your plans. And there's lots of strategies that go into that. But just so you know, when you're using the SaaS configurator, this part is automated. So let's say 3x is what we're going to mark it up to. Of course, we have emails here as well. So if we want to mark up our email system, and each of these can all be different. Maybe you want to mark up the phone at 3x, but maybe the emails you want to be, 10x. Whatever you want to do, you just determine what you're going to mark it up. And you'll see here the charges. So HighLevel is charging you 0.000675 per email, what is being charged to the customer when we toggle this on 3x is going to be 0.002 per email. So this tells you $10 will give the customer about 5,000 emails, and we, the agency, will profit 0.0014 per email. Okay, so that's how the charges are broken down for you. I think it's easier to, just like they made it easy for us to understand, I think it's really easy to kind of break it down to the customer like this as well. Okay, so even if you're just kind of copying and pasting this, obviously you don't want to tell them the profit or what you're getting charged, but just tell them, 10, this is what the price is per email, and $10 will get you about 5,000 emails. That's really all they care about. Okay. So you want to go through here. We can also charge for the LC premium triggers like incoming webhooks and different things like that. So we're going to go ahead and mark that up 3x. We can also mark up email verifications. That's really helpful when it comes to keeping your email list clean. Content AI, again, we would mark this 3x. We would go through all of these here. So we have workflow AI. Let's mark this up 3x. Then we also have the conversation AI. And all of these things, you need to have the SaaS plan to be able to rebill for. And you also need to be able to have the SaaS plan to have access to the SaaS configurator. Okay. We can also rebill for WhatsApp. So that's really good. Reviews AI, that automatically responds to reviews using AI. And then also purchasing domains. We can rebill for that as well here. So let's go ahead and let's just say 2x. Once you get all of your plans and the permissions and the pricing and all of that set, what you want to do is you want to go into your plan here. So we're going to go to pricing, and you want to copy this price ID. Okay. Now inside of your sub account, let me figure out where my sub account was. Let's go into MBA demo. So inside of your sub account, what you want to do, and when I say sub account, I mean the sub account that you are managing your high level business from, that needs to have the same Stripe account connected to the agency as this sub account, because that's what tells the system what sub account is your main sub account of your business. Okay. So you need to make sure you have that Stripe account connected. And when you go to payments and go to products, what you're going to do for that SaaS plan, this is only when you're using the SaaS configurator. You want to go to import, and then you're going to paste that price ID in there. Now, if this was not my demo account, that plan I just created, it would show up here, and then I could select it. If I had one-time like fees, one-time setup fees or whatever, then I could choose that here and then import the product and price. Now, when I do that, I'll see my plan here in the list, and I'll have like a little bubble next to it that says agency plan. And that will let me know that that is my SaaS plan. Okay. And all I need to do from that point on is, of course, I could create a payment link. If I go back to payments here, I could create a payment link with that SaaS plan. I could also go into the SaaS configurator, find where I was. And I could also create I guess that option is not here anymore. Okay, it's in the payments here. Here. I could create a payment link. So if I was like in a hurry and I just needed to like hurry up and create that plan to send to someone to sign up, I could just create a payment link and then choose that product. Okay, it does need to be imported into your system for you to be able to choose the product there. Okay, now if you are not on the SaaS plan, or I'm sorry, let me tell you this. Once it's imported, you can do the payment link, or you could go to any funnel that you have available. Let's say this one here. And then you go to, if I wanted to sell this product on this page, I would just go to products and then add my product. And I would choose that product here from the dropdown. Now, if I'm not on the SaaS plan, if I'm on any of the other plans, what I want to do is, instead of setting up in the SaaS configurator and then going to my account and then importing it and all that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously plan ahead, and I'm going to say, these are my 3 plans. These are what I want to be included here. And then I'm going to just go and create a standalone product. So we would say like plan 1, and we're going to say all of the tools that we are including in plan 1. Okay. any credits that we're going to give them or any of that, all will be included in plan one. Obviously you're going to choose your, your price, so maybe 197, whatever you want to compare it to, and then we're going to just save that. Okay, so now that's our product for plan one. If we have another plan, we would want to go back and create plan two and then plan three. Once we have all of those products created, of course, we're going to go back to sites. We're going to choose the site that we want to connect it to, just like the other one. Let's say this one here. And then we're going to choose the page we want to sell it on. And then we're going to go to products, and then we're going to select that product. Okay. So it's the same process for non-SaaS and SaaS. The only difference is when you create the product inside the SaaS configurator, you need to grab that price ID and import it into your sub account to be able to use it. Once it's imported, everything works exactly the same. Now, when you want to create your automations, like let's say that you want to, create a notification for yourself to say, hey, we have a new customer and we need to manually set up all of these accounts. What you want to do is start a workflow, and then you're going to choose when that product is created. Okay, so we could do like order form submission, and then choose, let's do submission type as sale, and then let's choose funnel and website. You could also choose, there's an option for subscription. Okay, you could choose subscription here. However, let's choose this test. Okay, so it's not in there. So we would just choose our whatever product, let's say this one. And then, of course, if we wanted to notify ourselves or create a task, we can start building these out. If you wanted to notify a team member, you could do internal notifications. If you want to send them an email, of course, you can do that. The account creation through the SaaS configurator, you don't need to worry about setting up an email to give them login credentials and any of that, because it's already set up for you. And if you look actually in the SaaS plan, like if I go into, for example, this one here, and I go to, let me see here. There's an area. There's an area where you can set, maybe it's, oh, here we go. Advanced settings. So the email, these are all the categories, by the way. You can see the test. The email that goes out, you can see this is what mine looks like, can be customized. And then you'll see that what it's going to do is send, the user first name and all of that. And this is what the SaaS configurator does. Okay. If you want to customize that, of course, when you click there to customize, it opens up the editor, and then you can change that. Just make sure that you don't get rid of these custom values, because that's what it is, sending them that data so that they can actually log into their account. Okay. If you're on the 297 plan or the 97 plan and you are not using the SaaS configurator, what you just need to do is, sorry, let me go back here. You would just choose your product here, and then you would, of course, want to send them an email. You would probably want to manually send them an email because you manually have to get it all set up, but you would definitely want to notify your team member or yourself. And you could just send an email here and say, hey, you have a new account or something like that that you need to set up. So you could notify the team member. You could also add tags. I mean, you can see all of the different options here that you have available at that point when someone makes a purchase, to notify yourself or a team member and make sure that they have access to everything that they should be having access to. Okay. So, you guys, that was a lot of information. I'm so sorry if I went long. I just wanted to hopefully clarify some of this so that when you are choosing your HighLevel account, you are choosing the best plan for you right now. If you're kind of nervous about getting everything set up, what I recommend everyone do, create the $97 plan with my link. If you go to HighLevel up here, go to highlevel.myvisionagency.com. You can get a 30-day free trial instead of the 14. And then you can get your system set up, get it working for your actual business. And then upgrading is really simple. It's literally a click of a button and you have access to the extra features. Okay. So it's not like something that would, you need to make sure to choose the right plan because changing will be a disaster. It's a really easy upgrade if you decide to do that. So if you do go to HighLevel, myvisionagency.com, you'll see that I am a reseller of HighLevel, but I also have a reseller coaching program where I provide additional licenses for other software, for example, AI ads manager that is powered by Play. So you will get free licenses if you use my affiliate link for HighLevel. You'll get free licenses that you can use to resell to your HighLevel clients or use as lead magnets or whatever you want to do. You'll also get the white label support, our done for you system to quickly get set up. We're also going to give you a account of our social autopilot so you can generate and schedule and post content using AI. You're also going to get an account of our Vision Content AI, which is powered by FormWise. There's 60 plus tools you can use there. I also do provide live coaching 5 days a week. You'll be able to join us in our Friday group coaching session that is live streamed to all the other channels. You'll see we have 73 five-star reviews. You can see a demo of everything that you get in our program. And just to explain to you the plans, if you are not a current HighLevel customer, you can choose this plan here. You'll go to my affiliate link. You'll be able to access a free boot camp, a bunch of other bonuses, and you're going to get all of this in my free starter plan and my reseller program. If you are on the 97 or 297 plan and you want to upgrade to SaaS, you can also get a free starter plan. Again, you're just going to click here and choose that. If you are already on the SaaS plan or you're not interested in upgrading, but you want to join our program, you can choose one of these three plans here, and that will get you access to everything. Okay. I also do provide some bonus snapshots as well. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.